It is briskly windy, so even though it's nice out, as you can see, I don't have any coat or jacket. My hair is getting blown around like crazy, so I'm going to kind of turn this away. Yeah, the woods are waking up. My snowdrops are blooming here on the border of Illinois and Wisconsin. Daffodils are peeking up. Georgia, a bunch of counties are picking. Some other states down south also are finding little tiny itty bitty babies. So the morel season is underway, and let the excitement begin. I think it's running about 5 days late from last year. I'm checking the first morel confirmed cases and going back and forth. Ooh, that wind. So that means maybe if we keep this cool trend, it's a slow spring and lots of precipitation, that means a big bountiful season. So fingers crossed on that, but everything's a little later than normal. So a little later means, have patience. Have patience, they're coming. I'm in this beautiful forest looking for blue-spotted salamanders today because we had a little sprinkle of rain last night. Mid-March, late March, that's the time when they migrate from under their logs in the middle of the night during a warm spring rain, get to the ephemeral vernal ponds and spawn. And they're a beautiful little amphibian and pretty common here. Not in every state, but up in the northern Midwest.
Well, there are multiple species of morel mushrooms in Wisconsin. Here's a list. Now let's talk about them.
And the only ones you can really tell apart of the morchella are the half-free morels, morchella punctives, and you can tell the Americana group from the black morel group. But within those two groups, guess what? There's a couple of species look identical. Might have different hosts, might be up a different northern parallel, so that will help you. But a lot of times you just need DNA. So some of our first morel species to pop, of course, are the black morels. And that's Morchella angusticeps. But up north, we have, I believe it's Septentrionales and something like that. I'll put it on the bottom there for you. And that one is more associated with pine. This one down here, further south, aspen. So then I usually see the tulip morels come up, Morchella diminutiva, those little bitty morels. They favor the tulip poplar. Also, I found them on black cherry. Then finally you get started with the Morchella americana, and we're looking like a few weeks apart for these. There's slight temperature differences. Morchella americana, particularly on big elms, and then all the elms. And towards the later part of the season, mixed hardwoods, a lot of ash, sycamore, apple, when it gets even warmer. And then of course, once you see that invasive dame's rocket blooming, the soil temperatures are probably above 61 degrees, 4 inches down, that's the cutoff. Morels stop fruiting. The black morels start while there's still snow on the ground. I don't know the specific temperature for those. For Morchella americana, it's about 52 degrees when they start pushing up. So you can actually, stick your meat thermometer in and get an idea. But remember, just because that spot is one temperature doesn't mean there's not a microclimate down the way that's warmer or cooler. And I look for patches of green early on, south facing. That's where they tend to pop up. So get ready. Get out there and check your spots. Check them every few days once we get up into the 40, 50s at night, 60s, 70s during the day. Especially after warm rains. Especially after a drop in temperature and a spike back up. Anything that disturbs the mycelium like that makes it mad, and it's like fruit for you. Ground disturbance, fires, floods, things like that, trees getting cut. Look for those areas. Morels fruit where they want to fruit, where the mycelium is underground, and it can be anywhere. It's got to have food to stay alive. It feeds on dead roots sometimes on ash from a burn. Different things like that, certain tree associates. So get out there walking. The more you walk, the more trees you're going to find and maybe happen upon morels. Remember, just because you don't find morels there doesn't mean somebody hasn't beat you to it and picked them already. So, don't give up. come back the following year or whatnot. Also might mean they haven't fruited yet, so come back every few days once you know a good area. If I'm finding nothing, you know, I'll spend maybe 30 minutes looking around. I'll go to a different spot, higher, lower, different trees. I'll keep checking different kind of habitats until I find morels popping, and then I'm like, oh, I can go to all habitats like this and they'll be up. So tips and secrets, booyah.
Check out thegreatmorel.com for current confirmed sightings. We've got about 5 states going now. Small, sporadic fruitings. So people in Georgia are complaining that they need more rain to make morels fruit in greater numbers. But I've seen some nice little messes of them, about 4 inches tall already in some microclimate spots, some early spots. All the other states, it's spotty yet. They're small. But get out there and look, because if you're down south, you are starting. Here in the central and upper Midwest, nothing's started yet. We are barely getting our spring going. We're looking forward to a fabulous season, though, and hoping for rain just like Georgia, just like all of us. Fingers crossed for that. I love eyeing up my trees. I love taking walks during this early springtime, watching the plants start blooming and growing, and I can gauge from that about when the morels will start. Quick announcement, I should be at the Ottawa, Illinois Midwest Morel Fest, which is now a memorial Midwest Morel Fest for Tom Nauman, the founder who passed away. It's a great event. Morels for sale, fresh, cooked. Also, there will be a hunt for families out on private land for a fee, and I will be leading that group, so come on out and say howdy. For those of you who made it to the end, thank you so much for your support for these couple years. It's made doing the channel worthwhile for me. I'm obsessed with morel mushrooms, and I hope you found some useful tips. Please like and comment.